Where did we record anything?
We recorded nothing.
Ah!
Oh, well, I thought I hit record. He's not hit record, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. I thought you hit record, but I know we hit record up there.
We
I
for
don't
sure
know
hit
if
record
I
up there.
definitely. I don't know if I looked at the screen.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, after a little fiasco where I forgot to hit the record button, and it's been about 6 minutes that's passed of us talking about everything.
Yeah.
Welcome to the locker room once again for us twice, you guys once. Uh, I am Jason,
Yep.
one of your hosts.
And I'm Nas, the other host.
And together, we have to do this again. Together, we're the locker room. Why did we do that? That's not the.
That's worse.
No, that's worse.
Not the locker room. Not
where,
that.
We're the locker room where tips touch. No. Okay.
Go.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. Anyways, today we're gonna kind of build up on our previous topic a little bit, get into our next intention of our conversation, which is gonna be about how our masculine figures in our life have affected our perception of what masculinity is, what masculinity means to us, and how we've changed it versus, and as well as how we've grown to embrace and reject some sides of masculinity.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a way better
I
the
feel
first
like
time I
that's
said
better
it.
this time around. My answer is still the same though. If we're grading the people in our lives
Okay.
that have affected our masculinity or anything like that, and if we're grading them, and then the grade I have to give the people that my examples are probably, yeah, definitely still shit.
That was good.
Yeah,
I like
definitely.
the build up there. Um, I guess if I grade my people, some lukewarm than others,
Mhm.
others really good. Shit usually ends up being the case, though. I
Yeah,
agree.
it's definitely shit. I figured it out on my own out here.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
finding different ones and finding different people. But yeah,
And I feel like we've come to similar answers of what masculinity is, but we've also have slightly divergent
mm-hmm.
answers of what masculinity is. And we kind of talked about it, but a lot of it comes from our backgrounds and our past history. If we start talking about the history stuff right now, uh,
We'll go into it for a long, long,
we'll
long,
be here
long
for a
time.
while. So
So,
we're gonna start on with the topic of what masculinity means to us.
mhm.
What is it at our surface level, and how does it affect us here currently? Not how it's affected us in the past yet. That's next episode. Stick
Yeah.
around.
Okay. So here, yeah. Well, here currently, I feel like masculinity, if I simplify it, is really to me our ability. Well, I feel like it really is driven by our ability to be protected. Like protection is a big thing for me, and I feel like we as men are meant to be protective, not just of our own in particular, but also as a tribe, as a village. We're meant to be protective of others, and our ability to do that and to stand strong amongst different problems, trials, tribulations, everything like that. That kind of builds our masculinity, and it's not in a sense to always show off and be like I'm a man, blah, blah, but it's more about by action. It's more about action.
Yeah.
It's more about how you show up in the world. And that's what some of the best people that I've met in life, right? Like, or that I have known in life. The ones to kind of take it to a kind of a dire space, but especially after they die, the ones that show up or have the biggest impact on people's lives are the ones that show up in the lives. Not just to their own family, but to others in the community in different ways. They show up, they're there, they're a safe space, they're a protective space, they're a helpful person to people beyond their own immediate circle. And by doing that, they just show up, period, as on a regular basis. And they're known to be able to be counted on. And it's action. And that action will create that legacy that exists in other people. It's not this performative thing that I feel like it's become in the social media space, in the current space, you know,
Yeah.
uh, I hate that. I'm very performative. I hate that.
Well, we've talked about our opinions of some of those batches of people,
Yeah.
right? Such as Agitate and lovely Joe Rogan in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, no, I totally agree about showing up and having that actionable uh, support for people, right? And for myself, masculinity and femininity are on two very separate spectrums, right? Very separate scales, per se.
Mhm.
You can be a very masculine individual, but also have high rankings on femininity as well, right? So, um, I guess a good example is I have quite a lot of hobbies, as a lot of people know. Some of them are quite, let's say, um, more on that feminine side. Love crocheting, art, that kind of stuff. But I also have some pretty intense ones, knife making, stuff like woodworking, stuff like that, where it's more representative of like a masculine trait, right? But in both cases, they're on separate scales, and you can't have one without the other, right? And you have to be kind of in tune with both of those in order to understand yourself fully and figure out where you lie on that scale, on those two separate scales, right?
Right.
And that's a good way of being truthful with yourself. In kind of social media nowadays, there's a big push for men to completely forget about that feminine side, that feminine scale, right?
Mhm.
And I'm not saying like being a female or anything like that. I'm saying the feminine side. Um, Nas did a really good job of explaining what that masculine scale is, right? That protective nature, being there, being upfront about situations, being the protector of the situation, the guardian, the knight, whatever that may be, right? The feminine scale is, in psychology, we talk about it as the emotional side, right? The caring, the talking about feelings, your perceptions of the day, your connection with others. It's not necessarily characterized as like Barbie and GI Joe, right? Because that's a dangerous territory to go in towards. But once we kind of are aware of the differences between femininity and masculinity, everyone has feminine side and a masculine
Yeah.
side, right? So uh, I lost my train of thought.
What does
What is
masculinity
masculinity?
mean to you?
Masculinity means, for myself, what that means is an area in which people find their protective house,
Mhm.
right? And Nas can do a great job explaining the house because I lock in every time he explains it.
Oh, okay.
That's a good
Put me
curveball,
on
hey?
put me on the spot
Yeah,
here.
always.
And it changes it. But the idea, okay, is the house is as men, we are the house, a structure, right? In our relation is how we relate to others. People, our family, people we invite into our structure, they become the residents of the house. Our family becomes the residents of our house, right? And we're there. We're built to protect them ultimately, so that they can have a safe space to lie their head, a safe space where they can feel vulnerable. Um, the idea, though, is, and this is where that we talk about the house a little bit more, is that as men, we feel like we're just supposed to be that. We often get into this trap where we feel like we're just supposed to be this safe house, indestructible,
Mhm.
no damage, nothing ever happens. You don't have to worry about me. Just stay here.
But what happens when the house gets damaged, right?
Right.
And that's the tricky part of, we both don't really like the term toxic masculinity, but when that toxic masculinity forms about that safe house,
Yeah.
right?
And then
Where what happens when things start crumbling and you are the only one to hold things up?
right, right, right. And then it becomes, it's a lot of stress on the house. Now now the house is falling down. You're trying to hide it from others. You're trying to cover it up in different ways, rather than, like I said, the vulnerable side of, hey, this is a crack, and allowing others inside of the house to actually take care of you, to actually hold you up for a little while, to do what they need to do to help fix the cracks, the damage that might be happening, to support you, so that you can be the best house you can be, and they can also continue to feel safe. What happens in a house that's falling apart around you and you don't know it? Things start to happen. Now the people in the house are feeling stressed. Cracks are forming. and they don't realize that this house is about to fall at any moment. And that's where I feel like if you look at the statistics about men, and to go again into a target point like suicide and things like that, if you look into those statistics, I'm not saying one is the other, but I feel like that's a lot of what happens, right? This idea with this indestructible house, and we feel like there's no support. We're not allowing other people to help us, and eventually the house collapses. And how we handle that, uh, we don't have ways that we handle that. We don't have ways that we've practiced how to handle that. And yeah, it goes bad.
Yeah. Well, like when doing like counseling and therapy work, a massive component of the success rate for a lot of different things, right? Regardless if it's bipolar disorder or depressive disorder, anything like that, is social support is key, right?
I'm putting it to my shirt because it says going to therapy. So
yeah,
just
that's
we're
what it
talking
says.
about counseling work and everything.
It says it backwards. So
yeah.
Thank you for
All right,
clarifying.
it does.
But yeah, so like very, 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 very important is that connective aspect to it, right? Allowing yourself to relate to others, to understand others, their points of views, their struggles, their trials and tribulations, their good and the bad, right? But a lot of times when you look at what modern masculinity looks like, you're not allowed to show your emotions.
No.
You're not allowed to talk about when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling happy, when you're feeling any kind of emotions outside of a very narrow spectrum, which usually is anger.
Right.
Anger, slightly pissed off against the world,
Mm-hmm.
happiness in a very controlled manner, sadness without burdening others, as I say, burdening in quotations, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, we need people in our house in order to hold us up. And the only way of doing that is by opening our doors and letting people in and having that conversation, having that open discussion about, hey, I am having these cracks, I am having some hard times, and I need help. Right.
Exactly.
So I think for myself, kind of rerouting it back, because I didn't actually answer the question, which I'm going to answer now. Masculinity is about being honest to yourself and honest to the people around you in order to protect the household and yourself.
Right.
I think that's what masculinity means to me. An open discussion.
Right. Well, and I believe that I agree because that's what leadership is, right? It's creating that space and that open forum so that other people feel safe to exist on that same plane, right?
Exactly.
So if you lead with that vulnerability and honesty, then other people feel safe to also be vulnerable and honest with you, and you need that. You need that cohesion.
Yep.
Between you and others, especially if that house is to stand as long as possible. Because I started thinking of going off into a rant, but yes, I agree. It was about social media and
we
people.
have some time if you want to rant.
It was just about social media and people and like things like relationships and how that vulnerability and how just masculine, feminine. If we talk about the actual physical forms that we have, like and how they just battle each other, kind of like this hate. The phrase that I hate the most. We'll get into this other time, probably later in the next episode. But the phrase that I hate the most is that what do you bring to the table thing.
Yeah.
That was popular for a while, and like all these things, and I just feel like this judgment and this battle between each other is stupid because we don't bring the same things to the table, honestly, and we're not meant to bring the same things to the table. We're meant to be complementary of each other. We're not supposed to be the same people. We wouldn't need each other if we were the same.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's
wild, right? Everyone is unique. Everyone has their traits and characteristics and who they want to be and what they are. Right? I was about to say what they bring to the table, but no. Let's just see what this guy goes. But everyone is so unique that once you start overlapping
Mhm.
that, you lose a lot of the conversation, right?
Yeah.
And me and Oswald say this a lot is relationships, regardless of who you are and what kind of relationship, right? Friends, familial, um, significant others, whatever it may be, at the end of the day, it's a partnership between two individuals to find a similar idea, topic, or discuss upon something, right?
Yeah.
In this case, we're talking about the locker room.
Mhm.
But we have two very unique opinions and separate opinions, and that have developed, right, in over a long time. Um, Me, not as long as you.
Shots
Little
fired.
age digger.
Uh-huh.
But we'll talk about it a little more in the next episode as well. But kind of that introduction of what Nas likes to call roadmaps. I like to call as people's life history or their biopsychosocial model kind of deal, where it's everything that affects someone's life from their past, present, maybe in future a little bit, but everything that they've been through and have shaped who they are up to this point, right?
Right.
It controls everything, right? Elevates you and it brings the truest you out. But at the end of the day, you have to find a similar roadmap with someone else, right? You have to find, oh no, not necessarily find someone with a similar roadmap, but you have to look at someone else's roadmap
Yeah.
in order to have that conversation.
Right.
Right.
You do.
And yeah,
Consider it, right?
same thing along the lines of what masculinity is having that ability to look at others' roadmaps so you can help guide that future trek that is into the unknown.
Right.
I'm not going to break out in a song right now
Don't.
about Into the Unknown. Fun fact, I have not actually watched Frozen 2.
No?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Watched all Disney movies.
I think like Frozen 2 is probably like the only Disney movie I haven't watched.
Really?
And
Why?
no
Are
particular
you
reason.
Against Frozen 2?
No, I love Frozen. I just have not watched it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
honestly. And to be fair, I've watched most movies.
Yeah.
So,
It's true.
not most. A lot, though. I watched a lot. I don't say most. There's a lot of movies out there, but I watched a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Which would be a lot of references made, most likely. But yes, Frozen 2, that's kind of ridiculous.
I know. Well, maybe I'll watch it this
streaming
weekend.
age. You could just watch it.
I know. I don't know what it is. Like I've wanted to watch it. I've sat down and was like, "Hey, let's watch Frozen 2." And then I'll watch something else. And I love Frozen. Like one of my favorite movies, to be honest. Not like it's not that high up in the list, but yeah, it's not like that high. But
all right. Well, I mean, you know, that's your homework.
That it will be my homework.
Yeah. That's it for the attention. Oh, so that's what we'll be talking about later in the week.
Yep.
For background on me, because I will make references, and if we're going to talk about history, things, and everything like that, if you want to listen to, going to mention it.
Mention it. I know that was a hard eye roll for those who did not see the camera there, because I think the camera just glitched out when he eye rolled too.
Yeah. So I'm going to mention Feel Like a Man. There's, if you look that up, it is a talk that I did. And it actually will talk about a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about next week, and it will probably do shortcut some of that background information that I'm going to delve into anyway when we get going deeper.
I can't make eye contact with him because I know how much he hates doing a self plug, but unfortunately I listened to it and it's actually pretty good. But just like he emanates like the why am I plugging myself in? But it's really good. You guys should listen to it.
Yeah.
What was it again? Say it again.
It's called Feel Like a Man.
Where can you find that? Where can you find?
You can find it. Just Google it. YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. It's a TEDx talk, so you can find it on TEDx too.
I'll probably also post a link
as
well, just to make it a little bit easier.
Lord.
Right?
Yeah, there it goes.
I wish audio people could have seen that. I've never seen him make that face before.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll probably post the link, but you can find it there. Yeah. Me. And it's gonna be, and then you get some background information.
He's a smart guy, and he knows a lot.
Mm.
This is why we're doing this talk. So he gets more comfortable with plugging himself. The locker room, where we plug ourselves.
No, I knew you were going to go there. Do it.
Okay.
All right.
But we have to do a different intro then, or outro. But you come up with one.
Not plug ourselves.
Yeah. No. You say a different one.
Look, the locker room where the most vulnerable conversations are had. There you go.
That's actually kind of good, but I don't want to admit it. Okay. Well, see you guys on the next episode.
Yeah.
And the locker room. Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.